Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is the first news on 2nd February newspaper front page dawn. Nation paying price for NROs, says Imran. Prime Minister answers questions by Pakistanis in calls. Says the PTI has addresses the phone numbers of 40,000 donors. Opposition unmoved by claims made in PTV transmission. By Syed Irfan Rada, Islamabad, Prime Minister Imran Khan has said the nation is paying the price for two concessional NROs given to the corrupt rulers by former President retired General Pervez Musharraf. The difficult economic situation we are facing is because of the two NROs given by General Musharraf, said PM Khan while taking calls from the public in a 90-minute TV program, Your Prime Minister with You, on Monday. He assured the nation that he would not disappoint them as the program of progress and development he had introduced would never fail. The Prime Minister received a total of 22 questions from Pakistan and different parts of the world and gave detailed replies on almost every issue, right from the coming Senate elections to the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf PTI, foreign funding case, land grabbing, opposition, education, COVID-19, health card scheme. PTI foreign funding case, land grabbing proposition, education, COVID-19, health card scheme, development of Balochistan and Gilgit-Baltistan, increase in oil prices. The opposition termed the show a pre-planned program, saying that favorable questions were put to the Prime Minister. It was a pre-planned program in which favorable questions were asked, said a leader of the Pakistan People's Party, Nas Bulut, in a TV show. Senator Javed Abbasi of the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz said the Prime Minister was painting a rosy picture in the program, but actually no relief was being provided to the masses on ground. Earlier, the Prime Minister said Pakistan is on its way to becoming a great nation, and I will not disappoint the nation. He said, developing Pakistan on the principles of the state of Medina was a struggle and not like switching on a button. Inshallah, Pakistan is going to become a great nation, he added. Responding to a question about an arrow for the opposition leaders, the Prime Minister said, then we should open shares. Why should those involved in petty crimes such as stealing a motorbike or a buffalo should be jailed? In an apparent reference to the Pakistan Democratic Movement, PDM, a 10-party opposition alliance, Mr. Khan said, the robbers were gathering and forming a union in pressure me into giving them an NRO. General Musharraf committed the biggest injustice by giving these two PMLN and PPP NROs. Pakistan is bearing the damage for it. Responding to the question about increase in petrol prices, Mr. Khan acknowledged that it was a tough time for the people because of inflation. Everything becomes expensive when supply falls. He said, adding that the PTI government was trying to bridge the gap between imports and exports. We have balanced our deficit, and now the country is on the right path. We are now taking steps to increase dollars coming into the country. RP will get stronger. He elaborated about the ruling party's foreign funding case. The Prime Minister said the opposition fell into the ditch and it had tried to dig up for the government. ATI has addresses and phone numbers of $40,000, but opposition cannot give details of 100 such donors, Mr. Khan said, alleging that former Prime Minister and opposition party Supreme Leader Nawaz Sharif had received funds from Al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden, while Maulana Fazlur Rahman had received funds from Libya. About the COVID-19 vaccine, Prime Minister Khan said that in the first phase, frontline health workers, especially those treating coronavirus patients, would be vaccinated. Rich and poor will not matter. We will try to cover as many people as possible, he declared. Regarding Balochistan, the Premier said due to the sparsely populated areas, development was not easy. He said Balochistan's political setup was also damaged, has also damaged its people and caused harm. Our local government system was needed so that money would trickle down to the villages instead of remaining with the people on the top, he believed before recalling. We have given internet connectivity and it has become a source of development. Many areas did not have 3G and 4G services, but the reason for that was terrorism. In response to a question about Islamophobia and the publication of blasphemous cartoons of Holy Prophet, peace be Muhammad, peace be upon him, Mr. Khan said the West could not understand the Islam's strong feelings for the Holy Prophets as the former view, uh, view religions differently. Nothing hurts us more than the prophets. Disrespect, but the West does not. Understand this, he said. Describing his own efforts to combat Islamophobia, Mr. Khan said he had raised this issue in the United Nations at the United Nations General Assembly and then jointly raised it for a third time along with Malaysia, Mahathir Mohamad, and the Turkish President uh, Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Until heads of Muslim countries come together and agree to tackle it, and the issue does not be solved. This is a struggle that we have to continuously do, and I fully believe we will be successful. Answering yet another question, he explained why the government had decided to launch the Naya Pakistan housing project. Comparing the conditions in the United States and Europe, Mr. Khan said 80% of the people in those countries took loans to buy houses, 30% of people in Malaysia, while only 0.2% of people in Pakistan did the same. He said later, he said after the government subsidies, people would take loans to build houses, and the money they had previously paid for rent would now go towards paying their installments. He said the government was introducing a special subject about Siratul Nabi, peace be upon him, in the syllabus of class 8, 9th, and 10th, so that the Pakistani youth had the full knowledge about the Holy Prophet ﷺ and the state of Medina. Unfortunately, he said the practice of blasphemy which caused a lot of pain to the Muslims across the world, started in the West after a book had been written by Salman Rushdie in 1989. He said he took up the matter at the Organization of Islamic Conference, OIC, and the United Nations General Assembly. But the entire Muslim world would have to raise voice on the subject of blasphemy to make the Western world understand the seriousness of the issue, he added. About the appointment of former Supreme Court Judge Asma Said Sheikh as head of the Broadsheet Inquiry Commission, the Prime Minister said, Asma Said has expertise in tracing white-collar crime cases as he has served in the National Accountability Bureau. He said the broadsheet had traced Nawaz Sharif's $100 million assets abroad, but Musharraf gave Nawaz the NRO and the money could not be recovered. We are trying to reinvestigate cases traced by broadsheet to reopen Asif Ali Sattari's Surrey Palace. His $60 million money stashed in Swiss banks and Nawaz Hudaybiyah paper mill case, he added. Regarding Indian shelling on Pakistani citizens along the line of control, the Prime Minister said he would take up the issue with United States President Joe Biden. I will raise Indian firing issue on LOC and atrocities in held Kashmir with US President Joe Biden, he added. And in the end, the formal request, if you have not yet, please subscribe to our channel and press the like and bell button to get the best from us. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time and goodbye.